Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kat the Hufflepuff here, sans face and body, and today I'm finally gonna go over my makeup collection. Woo! I'm actually gonna rank some things because I really don't have that much makeup, so let's go. We'll start with my millions of concealers. These are all of my concealers. As you can see, I'm a little bit of a concealer junkie and I always want more, and I have to tell myself not to get them. Let's start off with the two that are obviously not my shade, and I actually use these as contours slash cream bronzers, and they work really nice. They're the Maybelline Fit Me. I talk about the Maybelline Fit Me all the time because it is my favorite, so I will just put those in a group at the front. I'll even organize it by my favorite shades or the shades I use most often. Honestly, it doesn't even really matter. I use all of them all the time. Oh, you know what? I take that back. This Better Skin one might be my, no, let me just leave that right there. I'm gonna put it after, and then I really like this one. It adds a really nice like glow. I don't usually use it by itself unless I'm doing like a no makeup look, but I really like it. This one, the coverage is so nice and it lays really nicely, and I use it a lot for like full coverage looks. And I'll sometimes layer it with the Fit Me. Maybelline products always layer together really well. And then I think my least favorite is actually the Rare Beauty concealer. It's fine. It's fine. It can be a little crepey and dry on me sometimes. So it's just not my favorite. I don't really reach for it that often, and if I'm being honest, I kind of regret buying it. So that's my concealers. I love eyeliner, but I don't really do like wing liner ever. Oh no. Ow. I don't know if y'all saw that, but it hurt. Ow. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Okay. So these are my eyeliners. I can easily say the Morphes are my least favorite. That is, let's say, a lip liner. Okay. Don't know how that got in there, but it looks like the rest of them, so that's probably okay. Yeah, the Morphe ones are definitely my least favorite. They don't really go well in the waterline, and they can kind of fade, but they do have some really pretty colors, and they are really cheap. So they're good for like a good like adding something like underneath your like my lower to let my let's try that again. I do like the Morphe ones for adding some color or something to my lower lash line, but in general, they're just not that great. This NYX white eyeliner, it's fine. I don't really use it that often, and it really flakes when I try and do anything with it. So again, I don't really use it for anything. Like, I used it to like add like little like hearts, and I used it I've used it a couple of times for like pretty like specialty things, but as like an eyeliner itself, it's kind of garbage. Let's see here. This is a really good liquid or like tip liner, and it's only like $10. The tip is like super fine, and it works really well, honestly. I really like it, and I have a lot of friends who like aren't into makeup who I've gotten to start using this, and they really like it as well. This purple, it's just kind of old. Honestly, I should throw it away, but I'm not going to. So I would put I would put it like that, and then, I definitely use this the most often, but it's just like a black gel liner. It's the LA Girl Glide Gel. I think Tati recommended it, and that's why I bought it, but I ended up genuinely liking it, and it's inexpensive, so I like that part about it too. I bought the whole Game of Thrones collection, so I have all of these. Dragon Smoke is definitely my favorite shade out of all of them. Then Winterfell Snow, then Lannister Gold, and then the Night King. Yeah. So that's me ranking my eyeliners. Yeah. So that's that. I'm not going to rank brow products because I don't really care. I am going to give a special shout out to my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Eye Cream. I use it for my lips as well as my eyes. Oof, fucking dog hair. Yeah, so it's just great. Special shout out to that, as well as the Hydro Boost hand cream. It's not the best hand cream, but it's good. I like it, in fact. Let's get a little going right now. Need some love. All right, let's go ahead and rank my foundations. I don't really have many, if I'm being honest. Easy to say which one's my favorite. It's the Maybelline Dream BB Fresh. It's just the best. My skin always looks really nice with it. I've been using it since I was in high school, and I'm still using it, and that was like 10 years ago, so it's great. See here, I can definitely say the Rare Beauty is my least favorite yet again. Like I said, I kind of regret that purchase. It's not the worst, but I probably will end up decluttering that at some point, just because every time I try it, and I've tried it so many times, I don't really like it. I like the Milani Conceal and Perfect a lot. Yeah, that would be the order. The Milani Conceal and Perfect is so pretty, just such a nice finish, and it doesn't ever make my skin look bad, which I really like. The Pat McGrath is gorgeous. It photographs so beautifully. Sometimes in person, it'll crease up a little bit, like on my forehead or my smile lines. It'll crease in there, and that's not my favorite. But even if it is creasing there, it'll still photograph really nicely, and it's very easy to pat out and smooth out. I just wish I didn't have to pat it out and smooth it out, but it's really, really pretty. Really, really like that. This Lancome one, I don't know, I just don't like it as much as I used to. I've had it for like a little over a year, maybe almost 2 years by now. So it's pretty much at the end of its rope, and I did use a good bit of it. Like, I only have about that much left. So it's not like it didn't get its use. I liked it, it's just, I like these three more. And then this Rare Beauty one, I feel like just kind of makes me look old, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't really like it. I don't really like it. I like it less than I liked the first Fenty Beauty foundation, because at least that looked really pretty. It wasn't very comfortable to wear, but it looked pretty. This, I don't know, I don't like it. It's not for me. I know a lot of people like it, but it's not, I don't like it. Face and eyeshadow palettes. Let's just pretend like we didn't see the bottom of that. All right. We'll start with eyeshadows to get them out of the way, just because they are the biggest, and that way I can put the eyeshadows back first. You know what? I'm not gonna go through them all. I'm just going to rank them. I already know which one's first. First of all, I'm gonna start off by saying I genuinely love all of my eyeshadow palettes. I don't buy anything that I don't. Well, okay. I really, really like all of my eyeshadow palettes, and anything, I don't know. I love pretty much everything on this side as far as like palettes go. But I'm gonna start with my little mishmash single shadows, like stuff I've depotted from like BH palettes. Yeah, so that's this. I want to say that shade and that shade are the two that I made, and they're just interesting, and I don't really feel like my hands are already like covered in glitter just by touching this, but I saved some like neutrals. Yeah, this is cool. I just don't use it very often. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. It's a little bit of a mess to take out, but I just like reuse this packaging and tape some stuff down. So I do really like that. My next least favorite is this Nouveau Neutrals from BH. Honestly, if you want to get somebody who's not into makeup a gift that's inexpensive that they're really going to love and use pretty much every day, I'm going to recommend this palette. I have swapped out a few shades from other palettes, but for the most part, this is exactly what it looks like. But these blushes are the bomb.com, and I'm going to re-rank this palette in my face palettes because of those blushes. But even then, like, this is a pretty solid, like, neutrals palette for anybody who's, like, medium shade and lighter. I would say. I don't know. I don't know. I've never given it to somebody with a deeper skin tone, maybe, so I can't say to that, but this really works, and everybody I've ever given it to really loves it and uses it all the time. And it's a great palette. The look stays all day. Like, the eyeshadow look will stay all day. It'll look really nice. It'll look the same from when you put it on to when you take it off. It's just not like in your face pigmented. It's definitely very much like the natural everyday girl, like, neutral palette that I highly recommend. Like I said, super inexpensive, great formula. And BH Cosmetics is a solid company, in my book. So this next, this Carly Bible palette I bought because I was disappointed that they didn't have the Jackie Aina palette. And I know that I don't mean any shade to Carly Bible by that. I'm not really a fan of hers, but I liked the color story, and I still do, honestly. I still like the color story. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like this palette. I think it's fine. I think I do have a lot of these shades in other palettes, especially that mandala shade. I have that in 2 different palettes, or a very similar shade that's way better than this one. So anytime I want that color, I just go for one of the other ones because it's not as good as, like, this one's just not as good. But I think, like, these 3 colors, these 2 colors, and Moo, awesome colors. The mattes are really nice. Like, I like the mattes. Like, I use Bible a lot when I'm doing a cooler toned look. But yeah, honestly, you can see where I get a good bit of use out of this. It's just not my favorite. My next one is the Tati Beauty palette. And I genuinely really liked this palette a lot when it first came out. I used it pretty much every day when it first came out, and I had a lot of really pretty looks with it. I just haven't been reaching for it as often because I haven't really been doing my makeup that often, and when I do, I tend to reach for more colorful and bright and, like, fun palettes. But I really like these. The glitters are really good. They don't really, I mean, they kind of take forever to get off, I'm going to be honest. Like, it'll be like 2 days later and I'll find a couple of pieces of glitter on my face, and, like, I use, I take off my makeup well, so they're just kind of sticky, so just be warned. But it is a great palette. The metallics are really nice. I really love the sequin shades. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of them, but you can just, like, put, like, wiping just this, like, all over your lid, like, just, like, pat, 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 looks so nice. So I really like the sequin shades. I think they stand alone by on their own really, really nicely. And then the mattes are solid. They're really nice mattes. Honestly, it's a neutrals palette. The mirror is great. The weight is great. I do really like this palette. If she comes out with some more eyeshadow palettes, I probably would buy them. Regardless of the way I feel about her, like, I think it's a good product. All right, so next is this Natasha Denona Tropic palette, which I did change up a little bit. I have this shade, and then I think I told that story already about how that shade broke on somebody's ground. I think I told that story in my first video. But yeah, I really like this palette. I've switched around all the shades, so don't rely on any of the names right here, because I just switched around to a format that I found a little more appealing, and I started using this palette a lot more after that. But definitely Mint Frost, this shade right here, and Goosty, which is this shade right here, are my 2 favorites. Limoncello is really nice, and these 2 colors, I really actually like them. I kind of wish I used this palette more. I think I just tend to forget about it, but every time I use it, I really, really like how it turns out, so yeah. And it's got a great mirror, and I really like that you can poke out the shades and rearrange them, so I like this palette. I don't know if I would buy more Natasha Denona palettes just because they're super expensive, and I don't really like how small the small ones are. Like, I like this size, but that's just me, and I like this packaging. I know a lot of people shat all over this Tropic palette, but I think it's pretty solid, and I got it on sale. Okay, so look, I had these out here. Y'all knew it was coming. It's time to address the he who must not be named in the room. I really like these palettes, and that's why I bought them. I thought artistically they were cool, and they definitely fulfilled a need in my makeup collection. So let's start off with this one, because this is my fourth favorite palette. It's the Big Jawbreaker palette. I wanted rainbows, I wanted colors, and a lot of these colors are really cool. Fuck, that's a great color. Cute is an awesome color. I love Lemon Drop because it is a metallic yellow. It is not gold, it is yellow, and I fucking love that. All of these shades are great. I can't stand He Who Must Not Be Named, but I have to say I really love this palette. To just be honest, I'm not going to buy anything else from the brand unless they end up doing like a kindness vegan beauty kind of thing with him, which I really hope they do, because I love the formula. I love these I love these shadows. I really do. Just hate the person. So yeah, then we have the Mini Breaker palette, which is also from He Who Must Not Be Named. It was the mini collection. I obviously bought the bundle, and this palette is awesome. So remember that shade in the Carly Bible palette? This is a far superior version of that shade. Like, so pretty. Really like that. And the rest of this is really cute too. I love Slice. Double Scoop is a great shade. I like Orange Crush because it's the matte with the glitter, and that looks really cute. Yeah, it's a solid palette, and it's small. Like, you can travel with it, get a neutral look, get a fun, colorful look. I actually took this to Louisiana with me when I went to go visit some of my college friends, and ended up doing everybody's makeup with this palette, and it was really cute. We all like matched, and it was super adorable. So, okay. I had set an alarm to like keep myself on time, and it kind of ended up biting me in the ass because I ran ahead of schedule, so I was able to film this a little earlier. And now I'm going to have a break. So yeah, sentimental value with this. I really like this palette. Yeah, and it's solid. It's something you can just slip in your bag and take anywhere, and you can easily create like a nice look out of it, even with just literally these two colors, or even these two colors. Like, it's an awesome palette. My second favorite palette in my whole collection is the He Who Must Not Be Named Alien palette. Look, everybody, this is always in everybody's ugly palette list, and it is my second favorite palette. Because, I don't know, I think a lot of people can't work with these colors, and that's fine. Like, I love all of these colors. Like, that ugly ass chartreuse, that stinky, like, mustard yellow, I use that all the time. As you can see, I use those neutrals all the time. Pluto, I used to use as a highlighter as well. Oh, love that shade. Honestly, I wish I had bought another one before they took it off the site. I know that's terrible to say, but I love this palette. The black is all right. These two shades, X-Files and Ghost OG, do take some good blending, and then Space Cowboy also, you want to use like a packed brush to put that on, but that color is so dope. And then Probe, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to swatch that one. That one is literally one of the best shades in the whole palette. Like, I think there was like a similar shade in the Jackie Aina palette, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I can declutter my Alien palette. But then I came home and I was like, no, I love this palette. Like, literally probably never going to get rid of it. Here, let me swatch Pluto as well, because that color, I'm sorry, but this palette is still so satisfying to me, and I make gorgeous looks with it all the time. I love it. It's such a great palette. Like I said, I wish somebody else made it, but it is what it is. Like, this is just an aesthetic I very much jive with, and I really liked the palette, so I bought it, and I was really excited to get it, and I'm still excited to have it. Let's see here. But on a real note, for those 3 He Who Must Not Be Named palettes, especially for the Alien palette, I was thinking of making this into like a little art project and redoing the cover. I don't know. But I also really do like the packaging. I know a lot of people hate it, but I love it. It is kind of a pain in the ass to store, but I don't know. It's unique. It's different. I like it. And then my favorite palette of all time, which should come as a surprise to absolutely no one, is my Game of Thrones Urban Decay palette. Again, a palette that winds up on so many people's like most ugly palettes list, but I don't care. Like, I make so many dope looks out of this. Like, the site is this. Okay, here's the thing about this palette. I will admit, it does not swatch the best, and some of it you have to work with. And this color I always have to use glitter glue with, otherwise my eyes will just eat it up, but it is so cool. It is like a black base with this green shift on top. And like, because the people with the site were called green seers, like, I love that this is green. I'm sorry, like, it's probably the nerd in me that is like all over this. Oh, by the way, that other purple shade that I was telling you about is the one Bend the Knee in this palette. And this shade is the best out of the three, and is probably why I rank this palette at number 1. But yeah, as you can see, they're very similar shades, but Bend the Knee is easily the superior shade of the three. But I love these transformative shades. This like black gold for Winterfell is so cool. And then White Walker was the shade that I like rediscovered because I didn't really use this like top portion for a while because I don't know, I didn't do a lot of silver or blue looks. But that shade White Walker is so cool. Hold on. Like, oh, it's just this like icy purple, like it's like a glacier. Like, I have used it as a highlight and it's so freaking cute. And then Nymeria is easily my favorite like neutral brown. Winter is Here is this gorgeous like black brown. And then this Lannister section is just like the fastest eye look you will ever make. And then all of the like Targaryen section is just fun. I love like, and I like the names of everything. I don't know. I felt like this was a great palette. I feel like a lot of people didn't appreciate this palette, but here I am. I'm ready to love it. If anybody wants to send me their old one, send it my way. By all means. If you hate it, send it my way. Oh, and Take the Black is the sequin shade that I freaking wish was in that Tati Beauty palette for the black one, because that black sequin in the Tati Beauty palette is not the tits. But this is so like black, and then when you put the glitter down, the glitter stays, like it's not falling everywhere, like it just stays in there, and it creates this like stormy, awesome like look. Ugh, so sick. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so those are my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna take a pause and wash my hands before I touch all of my face palettes. So we're back with face stuff. This is gonna be a little weird to rank, so let's just rank highlighters first. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So, I love this palette. Oh my god, I love this palette, and this highlighter is super pretty. Let me not stick my fingers in everything. So it definitely goes, this highlighter goes near the top. I would say these two highlighters might be the only ones. Yeah, those are there at the top. I can easily say this Jeffree Star one is at the bottom. One, because it's ridiculously huge. Me putting a kissy mark on the lip mirror. That's how long it's been since I used it. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't really like this one that much. I don't like the formula much, is really it. This one's probably my least favorite, followed by this one because it's just slightly too dark. I can really only wear it when I'm super tan, and it's been so long since I've been tan. And then pink, and then the gold. And yeah, that's where I'm ranking my highlighters. I love this one. This one is so awesome. It feels really powdery and dry, but it goes on looking so nice. And like, it's not really doing any justice on my hand, but it's, yeah, I don't know how to describe what it looks like when it's on. It's just so, it's so cool. It's like a spooky glow. And then this highlighter palette is the bomb diggity. Even this darker shade works just fine for me, and yeah, I really like it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it behind this one because I really, oh, that's so soft. Like, you just touch it and it's like, oh, so soft. Oh my god, and that highlighter is just chef's kiss. So pretty. It just has that sexy wet look, and if you want to get like blinding, you can build it up. I really like that highlighter. And then of course there's the How Many Carats, which, as you can see, I use the crap out of this since I bought it like a long time ago. but it's like wet diamonds on your face. It's so pretty. And these are solid for the price, honestly. No complaints about these. This one I just got in a mystery box, and so it was like, okay, fine, but I don't really like it. It's a good mirror more than anything. It's a good mirror. Yeah. So yeah, those are my highlighters. This stays in the running because it is more than just a highlighter. So let's just, this I had bought as a, I don't know, like a contour. It's fine. It works fine, especially if I'm like, my makeup is a lot more warm that day. This works really, really nice, and it's, yeah, it's fine. But it doesn't hold a candle to this contour in here, which is just literally the most perfect contour I've ever used. Amazing, amazing, and an amazing bronzer too. Is really, honestly, this whole palette just amazing. It's the Midas Cosmetics X Neon MUA face palette. It's the Noon. It's like the medium one, which I thought might be too dark for me, but it ended up being just fine. Yeah, it ended up being perfect. It builds up really nicely without being like scary pigmented, but it's also like pigmented, so it'll show up. And I really love what the collaboration stood for, so special shout out to that. If you can pick one up, I definitely highly recommend. Cannot stress that, emphasize it enough. Highly recommend. Okay, so now let's rank blushes. The blush is actually my least favorite thing of this palette, just because it is like really like shimmery, and I'll use it to like highlight my blush, but I won't typically use it just by itself. It's kind of reminds me of this Milani one, except I will use the Milani one by itself sometimes. So those are kind of right there for the blushes. My favorite blushes are these BH ones, hands down favorite blushes. So those go at the front. This blush, I really like the color. I just kind of wish it was a better blush. I don't know why. It's just not my favorite. But I love this color. And I don't know, it's a solid blush. I think it doesn't really like stay, like it kind of like just fades into the skin a bit. I don't know, it's just not my favorite. I've really been loving these cheek tints, but I haven't tried them long enough to really say like where they rank in this. But tentatively, I'm going to put them like right there. Tentatively, because I want to say they kind of rub off, but maybe that's just because I was wearing them with like nothing underneath. It was just like on top of my skin. These Profusion blushes I bought like a while ago, and I had ended up buying like an extra of this and giving it to someone because honestly, they're good blushes. Like even these like little toppers are really, really pretty. And it was super cheap. Like I've hit pan on that one. Juicy is also a really good shade. It's yeah, honestly, like when it comes to blushes, I am of the opinion that blush palettes are the way to go. Truly. I honestly want to buy another blush palette from BH Cosmetics because I was so surprised and so happy with this blush formula. Honestly, it's really amazing. Like this peach is so pretty. Like that is so pretty. Like even this, hold on, even this like brick red is like so pretty, and it's got a little shimmer to it, but not too much. So honestly, yeah, I definitely would get more BH blushes in a heartbeat. These Profusion ones are fine. I think it's more just like, I wish there were 2 more mattes instead of like having this almost duplicate color. I like Alive more than I like Playful. So I kind of wish they had a more like, I don't know, just another matte one. And then Great, it's fine. They shouldn't call it great because it's just fine, like, you know? But yeah, so those are my blushes. And I feel like, oh, no, let me rate my mascaras. That's the last thing. Ranking my mascaras, and then that's all the makeup I feel like messing with, honestly. I'm already kind of tired of doing this. So these are my mascaras. If I'm going to rank them, this is super duper easy. But I like them all. Honestly, the reason this one isn't at the top is because it's the waterproof formula and it's a pain in the ass to take off. but I bought it for a pool party, or no, I bought it for a like a beach vacation, so that's why I got the waterproof. But I really like if it was the non-waterproof, it would be right here. But because it's the waterproof, it can go eat a fart. This is really good. It's not really like super volumizing, but I really like it for separating, and I got it on sale when a grocery store next to me was closing. This Mega Plush, I used to really like this when I was like in high school, and honestly I really like it for when I'm wearing like false lashes, because one, it'll help them like adhere. Two, this is a waterproof formula, so if I'm doing anything crazy with false lashes, it's like an extra like layer of protection. And two, your lashes are legitimately hella soft when you use this. Like, they're not crunchy like mascara makes your lashes crunchy. I feel like I just wish, I don't know, I wish I had better lashes. Truth be told, I'd probably like mascara a lot more if I had better lashes. These two are the Collab Beauty, the pink ones, the Works, and I got these because Tati. And honestly, I really like them. They do take some work to build up to the point where I like them, but I also have very difficult lashes. I have two shades. I have the black brown and the black, and I honestly use the black brown way more than I use the black, and that's just a personal preference. And then my favorite of all my current mascaras is the Essence Lash Princess, the False Lash Effect. It's just the easiest mascara of them all. Like, it takes the least amount of steps to make my lashes look the way I like my lashes to look. And yeah, it's mostly comfortable. I just don't really like mascara that much. I like the way mascara looks, but I hate wearing mascara. But yeah, that's the end of my makeup collection. I hope you liked watching me rank all of my stuff. But yeah, look out for my next video, which is going to be what I've learned in 2020 about economics, which is why I chose the most consumerist video I could think of to introduce it. Bye!